Hi guys. So I'm going to talk periods today, right? For me personally, when I'm under a lot of stress, and I'm not talking sort of internally, I'm talking internally, the first sign that I'm actually experiencing a lot of internal stress or carrying a lot of internal stress is that my periods go. They literally just vanish. The first time this actually happened was when I sort of transitioned from active addiction into active recovery. I remember having at one stage in my active addiction, I was having like 3 periods a month, so they'd stop, they'd start, they'd stop, they'd start. So I kind of lost a lot of blood and a lot of eggs during that time. But when I entered into the detox and rehab, my periods completely stopped, sorry, and they didn't come back for like a whole year, or a year and a bit. And when they did come back, they were very, very scatty. So I remember being in like my second year of uni, um, towards the end of the academic year, and my periods kind of came back, but they were like, I'd have one, then like 3 months would pass and I'd have another one, but at least I was having them. And then as time went on, sort of going into my third year of uni and into my master's, my periods started to regulate themselves, and they started to become quite regular. So, that was good. And I thought, okay, my body's back to normal now. And they'd been regular up until, sort of Rico passed away. And then when Rico passed away, my periods completely stopped again, just vanished. And I did think like, what is going on? But I realized that actually hormonally, my body's really sensitive to how I'm feeling. And when I am under a lot of stress, not consciously, even subconsciously, consciously, subconsciously, however you want to put it, my body responds to that by just stopping my periods. However, my decision to sort of go to the gym, which is honestly something that I never ever thought would help me with my mental health, and I've done a previous video sort of talking about the fact that I was never a gym goer. It wasn't something that, you would never see me in a gym kind of thing. And I remember Rico telling me how much, the gym kind of helped him with his mental health because, since having his stroke, partly he went to gym to sort of help with his physical health, but also mentally it kind of really helped him. And Rico was a really mentally strong person. But of course I could see it working for him, but I never thought really that it could work for me until I started the gym, and since I've been I've been to the gym now a month, so 4 weeks, just over 4 weeks. And literally today, my periods have come back. So to me, that's a sign that my body is now going back to its sort of homeostasis, if you will, back to normal. And I really, really do believe that going to the gym has accelerated that because I'm an overthinker. I think all of the time. I'm trying my best to think less now. Not to the point where I don't think at all, but just not trying to plan everything like next week, next year, 5 years, 10 years. And I think, for me, Rico's passing really kind of made me reflect on how I think and how I approach sort of life, and restructure that so that I'm not so on the go all the time. But that doesn't change overnight. It's something that takes time to change. But when I'm in the gym, it literally, my overthinking stops, because when I'm doing the weights, I'm focused on doing the weights, or I'm counting, okay, 1, 2, or how many reps I'm doing. And then I'm thinking, oh, I'll go on that machine, and I'm on that machine, and I'll do that much weight. And then, my thoughts are literally just on lifting that weight. So there isn't actually space for me to think about next week, next year, 10 years, 5 years. And I think just having those windows, and I go to gym about 3 to 4 times a week, having those windows where my brain can actually have a rest, and not be like an overdrive all the time, sorry for the sound effects, has helped my body to kind of re-regulate itself. And as I said, like, I feel really comfortable there. I'm not the kind of person that goes into an environment that I don't feel safe in. Recovery has made me so self-aware from, putting myself in environments that were unsafe to now sort of being able to judge an environment and think this is for me or this is not for me, but being at the warehouse gym, it's such a safe environment, you know. It's so friendly, it's so safe, it's so welcoming, that it's provided this sort of safe space in which I can not only physically get in shape, but also mentally and emotionally, you know, sort of get in shape and get back on track, or at least on my way to getting back on track, you know. So yeah, I just thought it was really important to share, because I don't know if women talk about these things openly, but I think it's important to talk about these things openly, because these are real things that affect real women.